Meanwhile, from chemical warfare to cyber warfare, internet users on high alert today because Syria's Electronic Army is right now on the prowl. The group, very sympathetic to Syrian President Assad and wreaking all sorts of havoc. In a series of tweets believed to be posted by this group, claims responsibility for hacking a handful of Western media companies just yesterday, including the New York Times and Twitter. Jessie Jane Duff warns that this type of warfare is especially dangerous, and now getting to be especially common, huh?
Oh, it is probably the greatest threat to our national security now. Cyber warfare will attack our markets, our infrastructure, our government. Those are the biggest threats to our security right now as we see it. In fact, Bloomberg just reported August 7th that we're looking at 53% of the exchanges have already experienced attacks. So we are in a very risky environment.
I'm sorry, are those from this group, Jessie?
Not from this, no, not in particular from this group, but considering that this group is making a statement, we have to wonder if they are basically saying, you attack our government, we will get worse. And because they can do such egregious cyber attacks, what will they hit next? That is our biggest fear.
You know, Jessie, I always look at these kind of attacks we've seen where they've upped the ante and gone after, you know, newspaper, online sites and the rest, and then whether it was this group or others that got into Amazon's site and temporarily shut it down, even the NASDAQ site, whether it was beyond what the company said it happened, and shut it down for 3 hours plus, that these are sort of warm-up events for something more. Or am I just being too, you know, paranoid?
No, you're not paranoid at all. Cybersecurity is probably the greatest threat, as I said. And what's happened is that this organization does support the Assad government. They went after media sites because they want to ensure that their message is getting heard. But what we have to take a step back and look at with cybersecurity, when we have our markets and our exchanges are so vulnerable, many of our investors are now hesitating, wondering, are we looking at the oil plants out there in the Middle East getting attacked next? If they can get into our infrastructure, such as our electrical grids, our waterways, we're looking at blackouts. We're looking at planes disrupting. We're looking at not even being able to take the railways to work if electricity is out.
And they have that technical ability because they keep doing it.
Yep.
Jessie Jane Duff, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Well, if only they called it MLK care, because to hear no less than